Okay, testing the audio. It looks like it's working. Great. Hey, all right. So the question I posed before we had a break was, can we do something about this algorithm here so we can get away without being forced to use matrices? And then we'll talk very briefly about the matrices thing. I don't want to really open that can of worms yet. Anybody come up with an idea? Yeah.
I wonder if you can do every iteration.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. So the solution, Joanne, right? Yeah. The solution that Joanne just offered us is, why have these be separate for loops? Why keep a hold of that entire data set, if you will? Like, why keep all of those vectors? Why not just move this plot into here, inside of this for loop? Get the plot displayed, and we have a cool MATLAB function called either that or hold. Either one's going to help us here, right? Plot that one vector, go back up here, set a new R, calculate all the values, plot the new vector in a new subplot, go back up, do the R values now. That has advantage that it's simple for what we're trying to accomplish today. We can do it with vectors. It has the disadvantage that you lose your data, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to basically plot the same x vector every time, and what you're going to need to do is erase that x vector every time it comes through here.
Can you just save it into a new file right before you plot it?
A new file or a new variable?
Well, I mean, the variable I'm saving the file.
Okay. If you saved it to a vector, more or less likely you're going to run into the same problem where you're going to have to build a matrix. If you save it to a file, maybe you can get away with it by making a different file name every time. Right. Yeah. That would work. Yeah. I would say, like, if you needed to keep that data around, you should figure out how to do the matrix thing, and we'll get there. But yeah. Justin?
Oh, yeah, I had the thought about incorporating the subplot after the first for loop, but I got stuck.
After the first for loop or inside the first?
Yeah, so it sets R, and then it calculates a bunch of values for X.
Yeah.
And then subplot.
Correct.
And then end.
After the interface.
But I was confused by it, so I don't know, like subplot 1, 7, and then I was like, what? I couldn't figure out what to put for the third variable to indicate what part.
Yeah.
It's an outer loop index.
Let me.
Like, it's like I wanted the index variable from R, but I didn't know how to like.
Yeah. Let's actually just build that right now.
Oh.
Is it? Do I need to redraw the flowchart, or do we all feel like we know where we're headed? Anybody want the flowchart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we defined some variables, right? What was the next thing we did after that?
Assign R?
Yeah. Okay. And what's the next thing we did?
Calculate all values, right?
Yeah. And I'm not going to draw that out, but you guys know that that's a loop too, right? To calculate all values, it's a loop, right? And the proposal now is after we've calculated all the values for x, what do we do?
Plot it.
Right. We're going to use subplot, right? So we'll just say subplot x. What do you think we should do after that? Yeah, so we could decide if we need to restart. Yeah. We'll just say more r's, question mark. If the answer is yes, we go here, except I'm going to say we need to do one thing first. What do we need to do? We could do it here or here.
Just do it in a separate location.
Well, that introduces the matrices thing, but it's kind of in the same spirit. If we're going to redo this and we're going to be redoing this with the same variable names, what's a really good idea? Yeah, so clear, let's just call it clear x, and then we'll go to this, okay? And then if this is no, we're done. And so we no longer have this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's try to build that, shall we?
Is there some place on Canvas that when we submit our stuff and get graded, that you leave comments on there?
Yes. Well, there was for the exam. For the homeworks, no. So we talked about. Oh, this is a good question. So we talked about this early in the semester, and that was I basically said early in the semester that I'm not going to have time to really grade the homeworks, and most of it was going to be like a good way to easily get some points if you submit stuff. Then we had Chevy. Chevy was awesome, I think. He was able to grade some stuff, but he basically came to me last week and said, I don't have enough time to do the grading anymore. So Chevy's not going to be grading, but he's available in lab and on discussion forums for help. So what that means is, unless you really, like if you specifically want feedback, reach out to me and I'll look at your code and I'll give you feedback. Just send me a note and I'll do it.
Doing it way simpler than all this. I mean, not this.
Well, we are definitely going way more complicated than the assignment asked for. You're absolutely right.
I just want to make sure I'm on the right track because I haven't
Sure.
gotten any feedback. I don't know if I'm.
So can I ask you guys to do this? Because like it's a lot of effort for me to give everybody feedback. So if you specifically feel like you want feedback, and I totally respect that, please reach out to me and say, hey, can you look at my code? Okay?
So I'm getting the results, but I'm not sure if it's the process.
Fair. No, that's totally fair. Or we can do office hour. Are you here tomorrow? Fridays? No? Okay. What time can you get here on Thursdays?
I'm here from my class is done until 4, but I'm here from until 9.
Oh, so we could do like between 4 and 6 as well, if you want to get together, just like office hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So either let me know on discussion. Let me know on Canvas. Like just send me a direct mail saying which ones you want me to look at. It's super helpful if you say this problem, this problem, this problem. Cool. Yeah. So Chevy, unfortunately, he got really busy. I mean, you guys can all relate. He's a student too, right?
Yeah.
So, what were we trying to do? Oh, we're gonna fix the code. Not fix the code. We're gonna make the code work. There's nothing wrong with this code. Where's my mallet? There it is. Okay, cool. Oh, right. I have to do that. You guys, if you can remind me.
Put a sticky note on your computer.
Oh, you have to set it?
Yeah. Crap. Okay. If you guys can remind me, when we're doing more marker stuff, I have to flip this Zoom to be only the marker, the video, and not the screen. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the screen. I mean, you won't be able to see the marker, and vice versa. I'll try to remember myself. So our plan here was to take this plot stuff and put it right there, right? So let's do that. I'm just going to copy and paste this because it looks like it's pretty good, right? And I'm going to put it right here. Oops. Like so, yeah? Okay, what are some things now, I think about this a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of all this. Get rid of all that, okay? What are some things now that I might need to adjust in this subplot to make it work in this loop? What do you guys think?
Change the position each time you go through it.
Ah, which variable was the position?
The one in the subplot.
This one? Yeah, exactly, right? So in terms of subplot, the first two numbers define the dimensions. And unfortunately, the way subplot was written, you have to keep providing that definition over and over. And the best thing to do is just keep the definition the same. Don't change it on MATLAB. MATLAB will take it and do its best, right? If you've seen it happen, you've seen it happen. So every time we come through here, we're going to do subplot, and we're going to leave the 4 and the 2 the same. But this last number, which is the pane or the panel number, needs to change, right? How do we make that happen? Which variable? Yeah, in fact, we have a beautiful variable for us. This one, right? Remember, it's going to just start at 1, go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Isn't that going to plot a different graph for each point?
It'll plot the X array in a different pane of the subplot each time. Yeah. So the first one it'll plot it in pane 1, and then you calculate a new array for the X count, and then it'll plot it in the second pane of your figure. So it'll just keep the last one.
So the subplot we'll see is like position 3.3 and then 3.5.
What do you mean? It's going to do the index, which is different.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so subplot, what it does is it sets up a frame for us like this, right?
Yeah.
And this one says 4, comma 2. So 4 is how many columns or rows? Rows, right? So basically, there's a spot here, a spot here. The spots don't actually get drawn, but they're just placeholders in MATLAB, okay? And then it's just empty, okay? And then if I say differ, that differ refers to which one of these panels I want to plot into right now. Like it says, the next set of plotting commands, the next set of visual commands need to go here, for example, right? So if differ was 3, for example, we go 1, 2, 3, and all the stuff that comes after it, it's going to go here, the X label, the title is going to go here, the X is going to go here, and the Y is going to go here. All my work is being done on this third panel. The next time I come through the code, let's say differ is 4, right? Then I'm going to do it on this panel. I'm going to put my plot, my X, my Y, my title, etc. So it's basically kind of saying, hey, these are my dimensions, and from now on, work on this panel. And that's what we're going to do. Yeah? We can fix the title. That's a little trickier. We haven't really done this too much, but we've done it a little bit.
Can you just do num to string?
Yeah, num to string. Remember that?
Yeah.
And how do we make a big string where we combine characters with variables? You guys remember that?
Oh, you're going to do brackets?
Yeah. So I'm going to make a vector of characters, a string vector, right? And if I want to do this and I want to combine it with num to string, I need those square brackets, right?
Are you using into string or num to string?
This will need num to string. I don't think int to string will work here. It may work here, but I don't think it will. So what am I going to convert to a string, guys?
R. I think it would be R if diff R.
Yeah, so R is a big vector. I don't want the whole vector as the title for all of them, right? I want a single value out of R for each panel. Right? If I put only R in here, each of these panels is going to have the whole vector length, all those values. Right? So yeah, let's pick out the one that I want, which is at index diff R, right?
An R. Yeah.
Like so?
Yeah.
You guys okay with that? What do you guys think? Should we try it?
So what did you do right there?
This one?
Hey, your R of diff R. What does that mean right there?
Diff R is like
It's
diff
still
R.
going to the
Fires like a location.
Diff R right now is the index number. Right now, diff R is equal to 1 because you're in the first loop.
So if you're in the third, it'd be like 3.5.
Yeah. And so it's that indexing that we're doing x of 1. It's not it's like
This is R, right?
It's not a function of diff R.
Yeah.
Diff R is the index of
Yeah. So parentheses serve many purposes.
That's I've learned today.
And
Real talk.
did I tell you guys about
I feel me doing it.
but I told you guys this parentheses thing, it might be even like with tons of years of experience. Like I did say at the time I spent 4 hours pounding my head on something and I had to run parentheses.
Yeah.
So it happens to all of them.
Gets the pros too, huh?
It does. It does. Syntax is, syntax is tough.
I'm wondering why there's that little red line underneath that X.
Which X?
MATLAB's trying to say something in the inner for loop and the nested for loop. And
Oh, yeah, see what the warning is?
I'm just curious what that is. It's probably nothing.
It's
But
that one.
I think
X is getting bigger every time.
Is that
oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's saying
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
laid off.
It's gonna change the size of the
Don't worry about it. For sure. Should we try this?
yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. you
Oh,
need
yeah, we
to
need to fix something.
Yeah.
Good, nice work, Jaime. Extra points for that.
I thought you were like,
So what should we plot?
X.
With an index or without?
No,
Without an index.
But we have to still have to erase the data, right?
Oh yeah, we didn't clear the data. Yeah. I don't want to clear. That might mess up things
Or
like
I
our for loop.
the CLC.
No, I think I'm just going to manually erase X. And the easiest way to do that, I mean, you could do a clear X, but
Just like X equals
X equals 0.
yeah, exactly. Let's just do that right here, right? Actually, we have this initialization we need, right? So maybe this
That's a
initialization
good way to.
needs to move down here. Because if I did clear X, I would lose that initial value. So instead of having that initialization here, we've talked about this before too, right? When you have a for loop, there may be a certain set of things you need to initialize at the start of the for loop, right? You okay with that?
Yeah, I just, how easy would it be for you to post this on Canvas later, like the copy of the code we're all working on?
Come on.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. I'll do it. If you remind me right after we're done with this segment of lecture and we move to the lab, I'll do it right then.
Thank you.
Should we try it?
Yeah.
I definitely want to go to the lab after this, I think. I think that would be the best for us.
Yeah.
It could be.
Oh, it's chugging away. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Shall we celebrate? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Nice
I'm
work.
discouraged, but how do you make the last one move to the middle?
Well, I don't know if there's a way to position in the center. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that like when I see publications of this sort of thing, people don't tend to do that. People tend to keep it in these columns. If you have that odd set, keep it in those columns. And you would only stretch it if you had a real good sort of engineering reason to stretch it. The data you wanted to present needed it to be stretched. Otherwise, it would be.
Because that would be like a featured plot at that point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the scale is bigger, the data is different, or yeah, you want to highlight that plot. Yeah, there could be lots of reasons.
How complicated would it be to put like different markers for each subplot or just a different color?
Easy. You guys want to
That
try it?
wouldn't be very hard.
Let's do it.
Different color? Easy.
Different X and Y.
You would need to do it, wouldn't you have to make it an array or a vector
Yeah.
of the different symbols?
Oh,
that
yes.
through that array?
Absolutely. Shall we try it? Let's do it.
It's a
You know, Joe's gonna kick my ass after this because like this is like Joe's like, why are you going here? Actually, don't make mad at me. Go mad at Justin.
It's like
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Please don't kick anybody's butt. So you want to do colors first? So here's the easiest way to do it, right? Do you remember the? Let's just do it here. Let's go. Somebody help me out here. Help. Help.
With the,
Plot.
it's like yellow.
It's
Y,
B
E,
G.
R.
Let's just do this.
And just call it the whole thing like.
Oh, nice.
Command T.
Is it T? Oops.
Oh, no, Control R.
Yeah, way to go, Felipe. Mislead me again on purpose. I'm just kidding.
I get confused. Like one does one and one does the
I got colores instead of
other. I
colors.
know, I was just gonna test it.
How many do I need? 1, 2, 3,
Do you
4.
need spaces?
Nope.
Interesting.
What?
Oh yeah, because it's a character array.
I'll explain this in a
these are
second.
apostrophes?
I'll explain this in a second. Hold on.
Yeah, basically like B's in position 1, G's. But that's because MATLAB saves everything as like little individual bite-sized increments.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's not like that.
That's a little-
Oh, this is part of the handle.
Okay. So this is, I by no means expect you to be able to do this right now, but if we're talking about it, now it's going to be an example. What was asked is, hey, can we dynamically change the color? Can we dynamically change the marker in this for loop? And it turns out, yes. Once you get over these like big hurdles around, how do I get these for loops? How do I do dynamic stuff? Then it just becomes a little bit more about like, okay, what is the way that I can dynamically create this thing in the world that I live in? So in this world, it's MATLAB. It would be different in Python, it'd be different in JavaScript, whatever, but there's always a way to do it. In the MATLAB world, I know that colors and symbols are defined by these special characters, right? We know that, right? So what I did here is I made a string, or also known as a vector of characters, okay? And that's done in the same way we did that x equals, in a similar structure. I have my opening square bracket. I use the quote, that the square bracket says I'm making a vector. The quote says I'm making a vector of characters. Put some characters in a row, close it, done. Okay? Now, just to prove to you what we're talking about here, like not to prove, but like really emphasize this, okay? What I'm going to do is just go to console here, okay? I'm going to go clear CLC, and there's my colors, right? That's the same line that's in my code, right? If I don't know what this thing is, what can I do? I can ask MATLAB, tell me what this is. How do I do that? Whose? So, great. It tells us I have a variable named colors. It's 1 by 7. So it's not 1 by 1. You know it's a vector. It's 1 by 7, meaning 1 row, 7 columns. Does the 7 columns match something that, yeah, it matches the number of characters I have, right? And the class is type character. So to prove to you that this can work, I can go colors and specify an index. What do you think I'm going to get? What is MATLAB going to give back to me? Just one character, the letter B, right? If I do 7, what do you think I'm going to get? One character, the letter K, right? And so in this way, I can specify those plot parameters inside of the for loop. Yeah? Shall we try it?
Yeah.
Guys remember the syntax?
That's in there.
So normally I would do something like this, right? That would give me cyan, right?
Yeah.
But here I'm not going to do that. I want to get that cyan from my vector.
You're going to put colors, parentheses, differ. Would those need to be in quotes?
Good question.
I wouldn't know.
Good question. What do you think happens if I put this in quotes?
Oh, it turns it into a...
Colors, parentheses, DIFR, parentheses becomes a string. It's going to go to the plot. Plot's going to say, I actually don't know what these characters mean in terms of like, they're not defined in terms of the colors you might want. Yeah, it's just going to be like, hey, this is wrong. I don't know how to do it.
So
Now,
we put it in quotes.
that's if you put it in quotes. If you put it in quotes, it becomes a literal. This is a variable that's going to come back out as a string. It's going to go into plot as a string. And it's going to have only that one character. So let's try this and make sure it works before we complicate this too much. Yeah? Let's do this. All right. Let's try it. Whoa. Check it out. The rainbow of fruit flavors.
That's blowing my mind, bro.
Wait. We've had too many cereal references today.
Cereal
How's that? Everything's a serial reference to you. Maybe it's not to other people.
Oh.
Something to do. It's a cereal now. What was this one, though?
That's all right.
Yeah.
Let's just forget about it.
Well, then
So how do I add, how do I get this to work with the marker also, right? I think this one is a little bit easier, right? You see, okay, this thing's going to go to the vector, pull out the one position, got a character, stick the character in here. But now, if you remember, when to get MATLAB to do color and the character, what we were normally doing is we would say quote, and then we would say the color, and then maybe plus, right? That would get you cyan, and the marker would be plus, right? How do I build that string to work in there?
You use comma after div R.
No comma.
I don't think the comma is going to work. If you put a comma there, it's now going to expect your next set of x and y. Yeah, square brackets. What do square brackets help us do?
Vectorize.
Make a new string, right? What should I put after it?
The symbols differ.
Symbols differ? Like so? Close square brackets. You guys see what's happening here? What we're doing now is we're saying, hey, MATLAB, make me a vector. Okay? Now, if this is a class character, everything else in here has to be also class character. Remember, vectors can't be mixed and matches of different types of variables. Right? So if I have a vector and it's characters, everything's in it got to be characters. If I have a vector that's doubles, everything's in it got to be doubles. Right? So here we go. We got color symbol, I'm sorry, the colors character and the symbols character, they're gonna be in one vector. Should work, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Try it? Let's try it. I'm looking forward to it working. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Aha.
That's right.
It's actually getting you closer to cereal, I think.
Got like yellow cheers.
Lucky Charms,
right?
Apple Jacks.
Well, I think actually in the assignment you said the font is points. In the description of the assignment, somebody was showing me that.
Yeah, I was showing you that.
Yeah.
I wanted his points, but it looked completely incoherent.
Well, yeah, like
This one was points? I thought it was the, it was the fractal that was points.
Yeah.
Well, but
Back
he was
on
showing me.
The first one definitely.
The first one has a line for the
Yeah, and
equation,
then there's circles.
and then there's
for
circles for the measured data.
It was in the description, and it didn't match with the visual.
I have the sentence they're referencing. It's write the program which plots yk against k, parentheses, as individual points.
Problem
parentheses,
two, mathematical
Right there in
chaos.
parentheses.
As individual points.
Or each individual iteration.
Oh, okay, sorry. That was not what I meant here. I can see how you could, yeah. Okay, that needs to, yeah. Did that cause you a lot of grief?
Not a lot. No.
Okay, sorry. That,
A healthy amount of grief.
a healthy amount of grief, okay.
Which is an oxymoron.
Cool. All right, shall we go over there? Do some stuff? Okay, so I will post this piece of code as is, okay? And I'm going to publish the practice problems that we have, and I want to talk about them, but do start taking a look at them, okay? And I need to start this recording.